Well, hello Dirtfish Rally friends and welcome to the wonderful service park here in Paviljonki for the Secto Rally Finland. Just to let you know where we are, David, we are appropriately, but where are we sitting?
We're sitting in Secto Hospitality.
And it's a wonderful setup. It really is the
place.
best view in the service park for sure. But let's talk about the week we have ahead of us. 320 Ks, 21 stages. First of all, in terms of the condition of the stages, so it's a little overcast, a little cooler today. What did we make? We had a little look yesterday, we talked to the drivers. What do we expect in terms of conditions this weekend?
The roads vary so much, don't they? Yesterday we were north, we were in Lauka, looking at Lankamaa, Mahimpa, those kind of roads. And even there, in the 2 or 3 days prior to the event, there's been really heavy rain, so much rain. At times we saw dust.
Yeah.
Because, you know, when the road comes out of the trees into the open fields, into the countryside, it dries so quickly. Sometimes yesterday we found some really soft roads which will rut up, it will dig out quite quickly. In other places, it was almost like tarmac, and you will find, if it did stop raining for long enough, the cars would start to lay rubber on some of those really hard tarmac, gravel sections.
Watch out for the edges. Now, Jari-Matti Latvala pointed that out to us. He said the roads themselves will be, as you've said, David, almost dusty, but the edges of the road, where the drivers are taking the cuts, that is where we might find that things start to get a little messy.
And what else do you find in the side of the road? What did we discover yesterday when we were going through Lankamaa?
We discovered, well, that many of the greatest drivers in history have discovered that, you know, the more you cut in here, I remember at the end of Olympia a few years ago, where various drivers found this embedded rock. It put paid to Loeb's chances that year. There are rocks. The more you nibble away at the cuts, the deeper in you go. The more of the grass and the shrubbery that you take down, the more opportunity there is for you to find those embedded rocks, and there are plenty of them.
And yesterday we drove the roads, obviously after the cars had wrecked. You can't believe how far they're willing to put the car off the road. It is literally a car's width. On this rally, you write pace notes, all not in a different way, but there's so much consideration given to so many other factors. When you're coming to a crest, you're writing the pace note almost so that you can place where the car lands after the jump, so that you're into the next straight with more speed or in the right place on the road. There's so much, and that's, you know, as a novice, as a rookie, you'd come here and you'd write the same set of pace notes as you'd write for Sardinia or Portugal, and you can get into so much trouble there because there are so many crests where the corner and the car's going to go light, the car's going to end in somewhere completely different to where you thought, which will totally change the next pace note because
That's experience. That's
it
experience,
is totally
isn't it?
experience.
It's experience. But let's move on, David. We are expecting some interesting weather, potentially some stormy weather coming this way in the next 2 or 3 days.
You've been talking about this all week.
But I get excited by weather.
I checked the weather app numerous occasions.
And when's it coming?
No, it's not. There's a bit of rain maybe. Okay, it looks quite cloudy. There's maybe a bit of rain coming. Storm.
Would you call it a storm that we had on the way up the roads?
No, that was,
it was really heavy rain though. It was really heavy rain. We could get some, let's say some heavy rain then. Maybe not a storm, but certainly some heavy rain is in the forecast for this weekend.
That's fair enough.
Let's talk about the drivers. You know, if we are talking about heavy rain, slippery, challenging conditions, and if we're looking at current form, you can't look beyond Kalle Rovanperä, even although he's first on the roads.
If that heavy rain comes, which I'm sure at some point it will, and we've already talked about how quickly it dries, regardless almost, you can't discount Kalle. You know, we tried to do that in Estonia. First on the road in Estonia, he's going to struggle like hell. It's really loose out there. Where was he on Friday night?
Yeah, leading.
Yeah, exactly.
Incredible performance.
So I think the one deciding factor with Kalle, his result in Estonia has put him further ahead in the championship, and that ironically compromises his chances here more because now a top 3, top 4 would do, potentially with a good power stage. He could probably still extend his championship lead. What he doesn't want to do here is go chasing a win and DNF.
And bin it. A DNF, you know, the only thing that can stop Rovanperä from winning the championship this year are a couple of DNFs.
Yeah,
and then it gives the others an opportunity. So he's a different driver from last year. He was so utterly focused last year. And it was about ultimate speed, ultimate wins, and he was sensational. This year, I think we're seeing a more mature approach from him. It's a little bit more laid back at times, which I really like.
It's very easy. We're Thursday afternoon, we can sit here and say that, but actually when it comes to Saturday afternoon and we're going through wherever the roads are, Jämsä or somewhere, and he's nip and tuck with Tanak or with Lappi or with somebody else, is he then, of course he's going to have the maturity, even though he's only 22 years old, he'll have the maturity to say, right, think about this. But it is a different question when you're in the absolute heat of a battle. We saw in Estonia that he was having fun.
Yeah.
You know, he was
Yeah.
actually, at one point he actually said it's coming quite easily. If that happens here, if he gets back into that routine and into that rhythm, that it's coming quite easily, the rest of the people can go home.
Yeah. You ever heard one or two people saying, "Oh, it's a clean sweep here for Toyota"? Far from it.
No.
Far from it this weekend. You know, I think Rovanperä is their best bet of a win. Elvin Evans, yes, we know he can win here. 2021 when he won, the most sensational performance from Evans. But there's no question he's still not quite there with this Rally 1 car. It'll take something special for Evans to win, and Takamoto is not going to win. Look, and Latvala is not going to win. So
it is a difficult, when you're not completely confident with the car, this is not the place to come.
absolutely.
And you know, we
so
spoke to...
my question, David, my question was going to be, you know, if it's not a Toyota win for Rovanperä, and my money is still on him, no matter what he says, no matter how he's feeling. If it's not a Toyota win for Rovanperä, who wins?
Lappi or Tanak or
Lappi
Teemu
or
Sunonen.
Tanak? And what about, okay, well, let's go through them before we go on to maybe who I think is going to win. I think Thierry Neuville's got a real chance. A real chance.
We can't get carried away with what Thierry did in
I
Estonia.
agree.
It was
Right.
great. We looked at the roads yesterday. Every time we kept saying, crikey, this is so different.
Yeah.
It's so different
And
to
fast.
Estonia. It is. You know, plays like Mahimpa, you are absolutely into that thing, and immediately it's jump, 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 jump. And that, yes, Thierry drove really well in Estonia. It was a different event. I'm not sure that you can just assume that speed's going to be enough for him to win.
Yeah, no,
here.
you're absolutely right, and we've seen this so many times here where we've come in with renewed hope for Hyundai, and at the end of the stage, I remember being at the end of the first stage 4 or 5 years ago, and he was, I think, 15 seconds down. He must have a problem. No, just wasn't able to find the confidence there.
That's Finland for you, Cole.
Yeah,
It gets into your head, and then suddenly you see that you dropped 15 seconds there. You're probably going to drop more in the next one because you're then thinking, now I've got to go harder. Now I've got to do this, this, and this. And the best thing you can do is get in the car here and drive naturally.
Dirtfish Live Center.
But what is Dirtfish Live Centre? New for 2023, Dirtfish Live Centre has been warmly received by rally fans all over the world. Why?
For one reason, it brings you right here, right to the heart of the action.
Head to dirtfish.com, click on Live Centre and follow the rally second by second. Enjoy exclusive behind-the-scenes photos, videos and analysis. What are you waiting for? Want to get involved? Simply enter your name and leave a comment. No sign-ups or logins required.
Catch all the action on Dirtfish Live Center.
Let's then talk about who you think might win this one, and I do agree with you. I think perhaps Esa-Pekka Lappi is the best of the rest out here this weekend. I think Sunonen, it's asking a little too much.
Yeah.
I think a possibility for Sunonen is a podium, but if we're talking about someone upsetting the Toyota dominance, taking Toyota's crown away from here, for me, it probably is. Lappi.
What we need from Lappi is sustained pace. Absolutely ultimate sustained pace for 3 days.
That's it.
Can he do that?
Can he do that? I think he can. We've seen it from him here before. We saw it in 2017 when he won the event here.
Yeah, but he won the event in 17, yes, but was he still up against absolutely everybody? In a straight fight, can he beat Kalle Rovanperä and Ott Tanak? If nobody has any problems and they're all full bore for 3 days, can he win?
I don't think anyone can beat Rovanperä unless Rovanperä has an issue.
Tanak
I don't,
can.
So that's the next driver we're going to talk about, Ott Tanak. Tanak has shown us already in Shakedown this morning, and when you look at Shakedown times, look at the first stage of Shakedown. Don't completely dismiss the other runs, but the first run is the one that really, I think, if you're going to read anything, which you shouldn't read an awful lot into Shakedown, but if you are, the first run is the one, and who was quickest in the first run?
Ott Tanak. But I would disagree with that because some drivers use it as a fast recce. Also, it is really important to look at the second run because that's second pass pace.
Clearly, he wasn't a happy man in Estonia. 6 out of 8 stage wins in the first 8 stages was quite some performance. For me, and he was quite vociferous in his disagreement with the point I was making, was that showed the pace of the car. It has the ability
And his
to
point
win
was,
stages.
no, because I did the small rally before, the Luna Este rally, I was in the right frame of mind to drive. But then he contradicted himself by not bothering to do the rally in Tampere on Saturday. Ott is in an odd place now, I think it's fair to say, in terms of where we are with WRC. He's frustrated, he wants more speed from the car. I think the team are now frustrated, the team want the thing to work. If everything comes together for Oit Tanak and for M Sport, they will win. We saw it last year, didn't we? We totally dismissed his chances.
Yes.
And we forgot the Tanak factor.
Yes.
The absolute street fighter that he is. He got in that car
Yes.
and he hauled it to the finish in first place. I don't believe M Sport's car is anywhere near as bad this year as what Hyundai's was last year. No
I
way.
agree with you totally.
No way.
I agree with
So
you totally.
Tanak's already told us he is willing to do that thing. He's willing to drive outside of himself. He's willing to put it all on the line to win.
Yeah, yeah. And you know what? Last year, it was the unpredictability of the Hyundai. It was doing things they weren't expecting. The Ford car doesn't do that. The M Sport car doesn't do that. So, yeah, it'll be interesting. Forget the X factor, folks. As David has rightly said, it's the Tanak factor this weekend. That is going to be mighty interesting. We've really discussed then, David, who we think is going to win. The only other one that I would like to touch on in this preview is Jari-Matti Latvala. We saw him back looking a touch nervous, it's fair to say, before the start of the stage. But my goodness me, as big a smile as I've seen at a stage end in a long time. Latvala is out to enjoy himself this weekend.
100%. And like he said, you know, if he wins this rally, there is something wrong.
What? Did he say that?
He won't win
There's
this
a lot
rally.
wrong.
Monday, he tested the car. So we were chatting to him yesterday, which was Wednesday. And I said to him, how was Sunday night? And he said, didn't sleep very well. Didn't sleep, bit nervous, but excited. And then he got in the car Monday and just did 160 kilometres. I suspect they had to prise him out of the car to get him onto the recce on Tuesday. This morning at Shakedown, we saw him doing his exercises, jumping up and down. And as he turned to get his crash helmet on, he saw me and he said, I've missed this. But then the slightly worrying thing was at the start of the stage, as he was about to go into Shakedown, he sort of closed his eyes. Brief moments meditation and then the old... And if you were Juho Hänninen sitting there, you'd be thinking...
And then he gets to the stage and he goes, I had a little moment. Oh my goodness me.
In fifth gear.
It is going to be a lot of fun watching Jari-Matti and listening to Jari-Matti this
great.
weekend.
Welcome to Dirtfish, where we'll teach you how to do this and this. And all you have to do is click this link. We'll see you soon.
Anything else, David, just before I sign off?
WRC2, kind of really confused, isn't it? Because we've got Mikkelsen here off the back of a great Estonia win, but then we've got Greensmith, we've got Oliver Solberg, who's scoring points, who's not scoring points. Yeah. This middle section of the season is so confusing because Mikkelsen is, I think, 6 or 7 points behind Johan Rossell, but Rossell's done one more rally than him. Yeah. It's, you know, this is what frustrates me so much, is that you can't. We said to Mikkelsen yesterday, who's really leading this championship? Oh, no idea. The competition in there this year is unbelievable.
Yeah.
But now we've got no. If you're asked to predict who's going to win the championship this year, which is maybe a good thing, but it's not, because we're not having these guys fighting all the time.
Honest, we look a bit silly. We look a bit silly. You know, we're at the biggest rally of the year and we don't have a clue. But there we are. It's going to be fun to watch anyway. So, folks, it is going to be a super weekend. We're looking forward to 3 days of Finland. Friday, shortish day, just over 100 kilometres. It starts actually tonight with that wonderful Harjo stage. What's happening tomorrow night on the Harjo stage, David?
Nothing's happening. Nothing's happening on the Harjo stage.
He's got his new overalls.
Yeah.
He's already a little bit nervous. And what car are you going in?
An Audi Quattro.
Oh my goodness me! Oh, we're all excited for him.
Just at 800 horsepower.
Oh, up and down the Harjo stage.
Yeah, it'd be fine.
Friday, just over 100 or so kilometres. Saturday's the big one here, 160 kilometres. 50 kilometres, a little bit light for my liking on Sunday. But what we know is we have some unbelievable stages, some unbelievable action ahead of us. Don't forget, folks, if you do miss anything, if you do want to experience a little bit of the flavour around and about the rally, we'll be out with the fans, we'll be at the stage ends, the stage starts. All of the information, if you've missed any, will be on Dirtfish Live Centre as well. Press that button there, it takes you straight through to Dirtfish Live Centre. Every single stage covered in detail there for you, should you miss a moment of Rally Finland, the Secto Rally Finland. A big thank you to Secto for hosting us here this morning. Folks, stick with us all weekend. It is going to be a cracker.